Yo, what's rocking with the beautiful roses? It's your bro Will, and we are here at What Do You Have in Your Garden podcast, episode 5. And I'm here with an amazing young man, a leader, an entrepreneur, and a visionary. He go by the name of Tittus. Welcome to the garden, my guy. What's up, man? How you doing today, bro?
Solid, man. Just blessed to be here, and thank you for allowing me to be here on this platform and just up here for good gems. Trade conversations with you. So
yeah, man, it's a blessing to honestly have you just in general and get to know you more individually as a person. I know we first met at the open mic, grassroots poetry. That's when we first met, and then from there on, he's like, bro, I want to be on a pod, And that was almost 4 months ago, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, and so it's a blessing for me, bro, because I didn't know what you really stood on. I didn't know what you're about. Once you sent over your bio to us, I said, "Wow, this is a great young man." So
I appreciate it.
As you know, man, the garden, baby, is where we come when we plant seeds.
I'm a great guy.
Hey, look, the garden is where we come plant seeds, man, and that's what you guys are gonna get on this episode, man. It's nothing but seeds from a young man. And so, bro, before we kick it off, man, let us know about yourself, man. Who is Tittus? Where you from? What you do? What you like to do? Let us know something.
I'll start off. I was born in Children's Hospital of San Jose. Mm-hmm. Practically started my first 4 years of living in San Jose.
Okay.
Near, actually, I lied, sorry, San Jose Children's Hospital, living in Fremont, moved out of Fremont, San Jose, Newark area of 99 to Manteca. And I spent the majority of my grown-up times on the other side of Northern California, Central Valley, from between Manteca, Tracy, Patterson, even going to school in Modesto, even making ways out to Stockton. So practically, you can basically say I'm a Central Valley guy. So
Valley guy. He's a Valley guy.
So yeah, then moving out here to the Bay in 2021 during COVID time. And honestly, I can honestly say, as far as like collaborations, business, networking opportunities, it's been very fruitful for me. Because as a visionary, you kind of just want to be put in the same environment as others like-minded like you. So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, being in Central Valley, I couldn't really expand myself and see myself in others. But it was just when you move into inner city, I have to say Bay Area is inner city. I know people are going to say, oh, that's regional, that's section. But, Antioch, anything with BART is Bay. And for me now, in 2025, the Bay's small for me. So just, it's good to know that in every region, area code of the Bay, there's like-minded people like me.
Okay.
When it comes to education, it could be sports, it could be business, it could be real estate, finances as well, politics, clothing brand. It could be something naturally when it comes to your aura. It could be plethora of things, right? So as far as just attributes of what makes you, I was able to see myself in others in different regions of the Bay Area. So I can honestly say I'm just really blessed to be here. I don't see myself anywhere else outside of the Bay. But yeah, no, I do appreciate, especially going to the open mic. That was my first time going to a poem event like that. And I was just glad to see that there was, individuals that time of night just, spilling out the bottom of their gut about how they feel about themselves and just towards the world. So that's like your open book.
Yeah.
That's what poetry is.
Yeah.
Open book.
Yeah.
Regardless what the narratives are, it could be poor narrative, as structured it can be, doesn't matter. It's open book of no judgment.
Yeah. And excuse me, y'all. Shout out to grassroots poetry. You hear me? That's the family over there. That's gang.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's a blessing to hear that, and knowing that you from the Valley, quote unquote, right? But you came to the Bay Area to meet, and it seemed like you expanded more with who you are. Like,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a blessing, because how old are you?
29.
29. Young man, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm 32. You 29. I mean, yeah, we both young. We in our prime.
We in the same.
We in our prime, dog.
I don't even celebrate being. I remember when I was turning 27, and I was just like, I'm like 3 years away from being 30. So like, so you tell me, who really? If you 25, cool, because that's a quarter of your life is already spent.
Yeah, that's a milestone.
26, cool, but 27, 28, 29. Is you really celebrating? Like, who celebrates being 27? You might as well just say you 30.
Yeah, no, dead ass. Yeah, I totally agree with that, bro. I do believe like 25 is a milestone. 30 is another milestone because now you're going into a whole nother generation of your life in the 30s. Me personally, I feel like me being 30 is when I really start to understand myself more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man. Look, listen, man. We finna go crazy. Hey, we finna go crazy, you know? Yo, T, man. Thank you for that description. I want to ask you something though, bro. As a young man, what seeds that you planted in your life that you're most proud of right now?
Right now, I'm most proud of I have a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what my life was like when I didn't understand the word stewardship. I didn't. Here's a metaphor, right? The time in what was it? It was Lion King, right? Remember the time phase where Simba left the safari, and then Nala found him years after. And then like he knew his responsibility, but he didn't want that. He wanted freedom. He didn't want to be ruler of the pride, safari, none of that. He got a taste of what freedom was without responsibilities. And I could say that's how my life was. Being the oldest of 8, parents working, me understanding my role as the older sibling to like, make lunches, get everybody ready for the day. That was kind of repetitive. And I think as soon as when I graduated high school, I ended up getting a taste of that freedom and I ended up deserting that responsibility. And then not only deserting that responsibility, deserting my duties, my personal duties, right? And then later when I started to find out how many people were affected by the choice, I had to sit there and just be like, yeah, no, I can't. I've already went too long repeating the same behavior. I'm a hurt individual, like just like all of us, we're all just healing, right? But there's come a point in time where you have to tell yourself that enough is enough. So for me is just realizing that I was deserting my responsibilities and duties. And I say it's God, it's my family, it's myself for sure, because without my relationship with God, I can't really attend and give gratitude and stewardship to other individuals in my life, and then the responsibilities I have as far as like jobs and things that I want to sign up for in my life that's going to make me happy and make others happy. Obviously, we're not in a people pleasing situation, and we don't want to do that. But at the same time, though, as humans, we're bi-curious by nature always. So we're always curious to know, am I doing enough for others to validate me? So I'm understanding like we don't seek validation, but it's hard to not seek validation when we know that, hey, if I'm doing this for myself, is others going to see this? That's a curiosity we all have. Let's not sit here and act like we don't have that curiosity. That's the realest thing. I have friends that are psychologists and they tell me these things all the time about how the brain works and how behavior works. And I think it's just cool to understand that with my field dealing with kids and just adults on a daily, because you see it all the time, like kids, like we were kids too. We don't know what it's like to get hurt. And the first time we get hurt, we think it's intentional, right? So there's a reaction to everything we do. So when it comes to being an adult, when we know that it's repeated, we understand that, okay, there's a pattern. Why is this happening? Curiosity. Kids aren't curious. They just do it.
Yeah, it's like even on that, bro, like having that self-awareness of when it comes to us as being me. I like to look at it like just being a human, right? There's really no in between. It's only just growth between a child and an adult. And so that's dope that you're grateful for that seed of building a relationship with God pertaining to you as an individual. Like when you wake up and you look in the mirror, it's like you know what you have to do. You know what you have to accomplish.
Absolutely.
Like you know what you got to be accountable for, right? And a lot of people don't understand that or even can comprehend that because a lot of people don't self-reflect.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get into that point in our life, this is what I've learned, bro. And this, I'm glad that you shared that. We get into that point to where we know that we have to be accountable for, it could be multiple things, bro. But guess what, bro? We need guidance. Our parents can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Our family can't do that. But you know who can? God.
Mm-hmm.
So that blessed me to hear that that's one of the seeds that you're most proud of today is building a relationship with God because it helps you be more stable in who you are.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it makes you more structured in who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you can wake up daily and do everything that you want to do because you know that there's something that's pushing you that's not human.
Yeah. And to elaborate on my relationship with God, I meant in a way of being militant.
Elaborate on that.
If I understand,
you know what that mean?
If I understand what my power is,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to attract the harmful and harmless associations, right?
So what that mean too?
My power is communication.
Okay.
Networking has been my thing.
Okay.
I just never mastered it, crafted it.
Mm-hmm.
Little to know. I was an introvert.
Okay.
Growing up,
mm-hmm.
I was mute.
Okay.
Little. My mom told me I had like this really bad ear infection when I was like maybe 6 or 7. During the time I was in school, then with the ear infection, it caused me to be mute.
Mm-hmm.
So it allowed me to actually see source of help for speech. And I say that now, and my peers or strangers, they look at me, they're just like, we can't even tell. So that's because I was practicing. When I was younger, I was never the person that would be a Swiss Army knife or a swordsfish to just strike out and just like strike a conversation. I had to actually read behaviors and watch movies and TV shows, how people would react or say certain things. I used to be able to repeat episodes and behaviors of stuff that happened in the past and going into the present going, okay, when this happens, I'm going to say this. When this happens, I'm going to say that. Because I didn't know how to just do anything on the fly.
Mm.
So it was a lot of trial and error growing up in junior high, high school, and a young adulthood life. But I think everything started to get a little bit easier for me just from the passive learning what to do and what not to say. And then just going into this young adulthood life, just knowing that, hey, people want to be treated, fairly. Not saying I was treating people wrong, but when it came to distancing, because I was taught to be an independent individual.
Yeah.
And because I was not saying I was nonverbal, I didn't know how to communicate feelings. I didn't know how to articulate my emotions. I didn't know how to articulate my verbiages.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very broad and vague. Mm-hmm. If you asked me to elaborate back then, I would not say stutter, but I would pause and just try to find my way out of a conversation because I really just didn't know how to strike a conversation and elaborate anything I wanted to comprehend. Mm-hmm. So comprehension wasn't on my side. Mm-hmm. And the funniest thing was, this is why I work in youth, because I know that there's kids like me, either on the moderate level, very severe or mild. And I was part of those classrooms with kids in IEP that wasn't getting seen. From high school, I was actually an IEP advisor in high school, and I would see these kids not get the care or the social aspect that they would, want. Kids that really wanted to be a part of the cool kids, cliques and everything, but because I was in sports, theater, leadership and everything, they looked at me as like, oh, Tittus, he knows everybody. He knows how to talk to people, blah, 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 blah. No, come on, just come join with us. I had some of the kids in either autism spectrum or just IEP in general, and they would hang out with me and a group of people just to chop it up and talk, but you don't know how much that meant to them.
Yeah.
So knowing that I have a brother myself that's an IEP as well, that actually helps because I've seen it. I was that kid that was nervous about how to interact with people, but I started to get myself out there. it's helped. So really it's just about practicing.
So let me ask you this then. So in indulging in building yourself up when it comes to, let's just state, on the communication thing, or being an extrovert when you so accustomed to be an introvert. Now that you're working with young people and you see a lot of young people as you were when you were their age now, or maybe younger, whatever, right? How does that equip you to be the man you are right now? Like, because what I'm hearing from you is like, you're an empath, because I'm an empath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm an empath, Everybody know I'm an empath, Willem in the town. Just kidding, guys, but I am. But so for you to have that type of understanding, right, and decide to decide to work with broken youth, bro, that you see yourself as.
Mm-hmm.
How does that like build you as a leader?
What built me was, what built me, I started working in Parks and Recreations in Manteca.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that those kids, they weren't in need of me, but they just weren't, it wasn't relatable.
That's good.
As soon as I moved out here, I started to see more of me. And then, when I see more of me, right, I started to see, obviously, walks of life were different.
Mm-hmm.
You have suburban kids, you got kids with both parents, don't have mom and dad, led by different guardians, mm-hmm. stepdad, stepmom, all spectrums you could think of, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Either it was female or male, didn't matter. Mm-hmm. But because it was relatable on lack of resource, when it comes to just knowing yourself, what you like, what you're interested in, who entertains you, just anything, right? And they look at me as a resource for help. I have built relationships with parents. Irregardless, I had a child took my keys, a child that wants to cuss me out, mm-hmm. a child that wants to, talk to their mama about me, or just want to have their brother and jump me or whatever. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of it, I'm just getting a short end of the stick of it, really was crying for help. Needing attention. Because again, like what was I telling you? I was telling you I didn't know how to communicate my emotions. Yeah. In our community, when it comes to just, in environments like this, I'll say just Antioch, our communication is based off anger, frustration. So I look past the whole, the surround of the message, which is anger, hate. I look past that. I look at, what are you actually saying? What are you telling me? Okay, you need care. You need somebody there for you. Yeah. And that's what I did. I was working for an after-school program for 3 years in Antioch. The company was called Bay Area Community Resource, and I can't thank them enough because without working with that company, it's actually helped expand me how to actually deal with people.
Shout out to Bay Area Community Resources, man.
The knowledge, the tutoring, the trainings that we have all had is just, just basically dealing with people one-on-one. You can't treat everybody the same. Look at it this way, metaphor, the safari, right? Lions kick it with lions, hippos hang out with hippos, zebras hang out with zebras. You don't ever see hippos and zebras hang out with each other. That'll happen. That's a whole democracy right there. Hyenas, a pack of hyenas, they know not to mess with the pride of lions. Yeah. They know that. When they see one, cool, whatever.
We own them.
But I say that for kids to understand, I was actually talking to some of my coworkers with the Warriors just a couple of days ago. She's 19 and she's getting into SF State and wanted to talk about friend groups, and she's a loner and she's upset that it's not the same friend groups in high school and everything. And I had to tell her, I say, hey, look, I'm 29 and you're 19. How it rolls is life is all about phases. As tough you want to take it, how hard it is, whatever, that's just how life is. Yeah. It's not about, I directly am saying, I don't want to be friends with you. We're not going to hang out. when you're out of the TK kinder through senior year high school schedule, you now have the choice to decide when you want to work, what time you want to wake up, and when you want to end your day. From TK kinder to senior in high school, you're going to school at like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Mm-hmm. You get off at 3 p.m. If you have extracurriculum, you're off at 6. Games are over by like 9 o'clock or something. Everybody is on that schedule. So it's convenient for people to meet up that time, right? Yeah. But when it comes to adulthood life, you're going to meet people that might have the same schedule as you. You could be an engineer. I could be a technician. You and I work the same time, different fields, but at the same time, we have a liking because I may have liked you being a construction worker. And you like me how I am as an engineer. Yeah. You just never know how it works. Yeah. But when it comes to school, I've noticed it in extracurriculums, actually, being in film, theater, and leadership. People, or speech and debate. People just find a liking to a niche, not the whole 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. schedule. It's about the niche. So that's why I told my kids, and that's what I was telling my coworker, you find people that have the same niche as you. That's when things gets easier.
I totally agree. And I would just like to say on different spectrums, right? This is how I look at life and individuals, right? I look at it like everyone is the same. Everyone is. You have some people are more vocal, some people are quiet, but in actuality, we're all the same. Mm-hmm. What I also learned is this, though, bro. Like as a man now, right, is that a lot of people, even if we don't know this, peep this out, bro. A lot of people will love the anointing on your life before they love you.
Yeah.
And then if you want to simplify that, right? A lot of people can like what you do or like the niche that you're doing, but they don't really like you because they don't really know you. So we're always going to be attracted to what people are showing before we get to know the person. But that happens when you're a kid, though. That immediately happens. The girls gravitate to the young men because they look fly. The young man gravitates to the women because they look good, but don't even know them. Mm-hmm. When we get older, it's literally the same thing. It's just like you said, the niche. I can agree with that, with what people are doing. But ultimately, we're always attracted to the God in the person.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm attracted to this person, attracted or like this niche of the person because of what they're doing. When I start to get to know them, I'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm attracted to it because of what they're doing. And I found that, once I found that out, bro, to be honest with you, once I found that out, then I was able to redirect myself and who I am. Yeah. So now I'm just not like everywhere. I used to be everywhere, bro. Like, tried to find my pride. Since we stand on the line, I like that. I like that. Since we was like, I was always trying to find my pride. Like, what can I be? What can I fit in at? You know. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about it is, like, I was never supposed to fit in. I was always supposed to be that black dot on the white wall. You know. Mm-hmm. And so then now, bro, I meet other people that's the black dot on the white wall. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But that's not just a niche, though. That's like the true core principle facts of who God called me to be. Mm-hmm. You know? So I admire and respect what you just said, because you broke it down to the word of, like, you know, we all gonna understand what we're talking about when it comes to me, it sounds like just dealing with identity.
Identity. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And for yourself, you may have conquered it. And that's why you decide to sacrifice your time and your love to help young people. And so let's talk about that right quick, dog. Mm-hmm. Let's really, we talking about, but let's go into deep. So you coach basketball. How long you been working with youth
for? Outside of being the oldest of 8?
I'm talking about like career-wise.
Yeah. Outside of being the oldest of 8, though, when did I start working with kids? Jeez. I might have been like 12. Help hosting basketball camps for elementary school where I was going. Mm-hmm. So after me being a player, For the junior high elementary school was linked.
Mhm.
We would have like summer basketball camps, and my coaches would ask me and say, "Hey, do you want to help coach?" So I would help, and it's volunteer. And then my mother was working in Parks and Recreation, and at the time it was Lathrop, and she got a hookup for some reason.
That's by Stockton, right?
Yep, that's by Stockton. That's where I used to live.
Okay.
And then my father ended up hosting basketball camps.
Mhm.
By the time I was a freshman, leaving out of my freshman year in high school, it was on a newsletter that he was hosting a basketball camp for Tracy residents. We'd have like a big cast of kids. We have like 3 sessions.
Wait, can I pause you right quick?
Yeah. He found something.
Yeah. Bingo! So God really created you to be a youth leader. Like this is you're chosen for this. So your mom and your dad, my bad, y'all. My bad. I ain't saying my bad. We in the garden, baby. So your mom and your dad, they already was working with youth. So you have 8 siblings or 7 siblings? How many?
I have 7.
And you're the oldest out of those 7s.
I'm the oldest of 8.
So your life has already been predestined. No, I'm getting hyped because I love when I get the gems that God be downloading, you know?
And then how my name was spelled too.
Well, how is it spelled?
Tittus.
So what did that mean?
Tittus is Jesus Christ's disciple. My mom named me after Titus from the Bible, but the reason why she spelled me with 3 T's is because the Holy Trinity, the God, the Son, and the Spirit.
And the Holy Spirit, huh?
So I was actually destined ever since I came out of my mom's womb.
No, and that's what Jeremiah tells us, 29:11, right? But it's so dope to talk to you and then like see it. Like your parents is already in the youth, and we stand on the youth. We stand on the youth, brother. Because I want you to tell the people how you really got acclimated in working with like the young people. Mm-hmm. But as you're talking, it started making sense to me. Like, oh, his mom and his dad always been working with you. He's the oldest out of his 8 kids, and he's working with you now. It just makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, and yeah, like you spoke on earlier, like you have to go through your own experience as being an introvert or being mute at a young age, and figuring out how to cultivate yourself to be the person that you always envisioned you are. Mm-hmm. Now at 29 years old, it's different from when you was 10 or 12.
Yep.
But now you're going back to the trenches to help those with, you know what I mean? Yep. And I respect that. So go ahead. My bad.
No, you good. So yeah, no, my father was a basketball coach for the communities of Tracy, because he was a basketball coach for the for the junior high school, right? And then while he had the keys, he had 3 sessions going on. It was elementary level, junior high level, and then high school. And he invited friends of mine, people from like my AAU team I was playing for, and we would just get in the gym. I was in the gym, like I was talking to my pops about it, like maybe like a month ago. We was in the gym summertime every day, Monday through Friday, while he was working graveyard shifts. You know, like after leaving work, coming back around like 6-5 in the morning, waking me up, or I wake myself up, wake up my brother and everything. And we get ready to go in the gym at like 8, stay till like 1 p.m. Every day, Monday through Friday, just getting better. And the first 2 sessions, I was working with him, with the littles and then like the mid-age kids. High school, that's when we start working. And then ever since then, I did that for like a hot 2 years, my freshman, sophomore year. And it became easy because when he became a basketball coach for me in high school, he had the keys, and we had parents recommended like after summertime say, hey, is there going to be time for us to meet on weekends? Like we could train the kids, blah, blah, blah. So that was my first side gig job, or my first job. I was training kids in basketball on weekends.
At the age of what?
I was 15. Saturdays. Yeah. And then as soon as I graduated from high school, while I was in the decision of picking a college where I was going to go, I was working and training kids throughout the whole summer. And mind you, I was living in Manteca at the time, and I had a homie that had a car, and I paid him for gas for him to coach with me to go up into Tracy. It's like maybe a 25-minute drive from where I live to go to the specific park we're going in Tracy. And then I paid him for his time, paid him for the gas. I got my money. He made his money. And we trained probably like 8 to like 16 kids Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was good money for him to start off because he liked working with kids. We used to hoop at the park together and everything. I was making my money, but I wasn't even really looking at it as like a money thing. I was looking for more like a community thing. And so since then, I remember when I decided to drop out of college, and during the time when I was dropping out, I was still trying to figure myself out, but not like so long. And I remember I was laying up. It was a girl I was dating at the time. I was laying up with her in my bed, and my mom's text me. She was like, "We not having this. You gonna get up and work. You gonna find a job, yada, yada, yada." And I'm sitting here just like, in my mind, I'm like, I already planned something. I was just chilling. So my mom didn't really like allow no room time for me just to chill because my mom knew my duty before I even knew. Right. So I done already posted on the Facebook, sent out direct messages. Was it called direct messages on Instagram in 2016 or 17? I don't know. Yeah, I send out personal messages, I guess, to people to meet me at the park. I remember the day it happened. I showed up and nobody showed up. Nobody. Disheartening. And I'm sitting here like, wow, the first time I said I was going to do this like full time, nobody shows up. But then it was at an event at a park.
This is regarding if you wanted to train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then there was an event at the park, and there was so many kids here, blah, blah, blah. And they see me with a ball bag, cones and everything, just ready to like work with some kids. And because I understood value, right, I didn't want to charge these kids. They just looked at me. They were like, "Are you a basketball coach?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, "Yeah, y'all want to work?" I was working with like 22 kids at that park.
This by yourself? Like
by myself.
Faith? You say, I'm going to step out on faith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's talk. Let's talk.
So that's the thing. I'm just now, since beginning of 2025, and now working with a team. Everything from 18 to 28, I did a decade of work by myself. Now, mind you, I still ask for assistance and help. As far as like this basketball industry, youth, coaching kids, training kids, I did it by myself. I was in the gym, 16, 20, 25, 30 kids by myself, managing. And I did it for so many years, either at a park, high school gym, 24-hour fitness, in shape. Yes, I said in shape.
They don't even have them no more.
Yeah, no, and I started to hit a wall of fatigue because I started to spread myself thin. What I was spreading myself thin was I found likings to other things. Not saying I was going to put basketball training on hold, but like I wanted to get into film. I want to get into real estate, videography, photography. Because my mom's in real estate, and she told me there's money to be made in real estate, videography, and photography. I honestly wanted to master my basketball training program into clothing, have like an AU team or whatever. And then like my mind and alternatives was like spreading. And I'm just like, as I'm like this as a whole, and when things started going opposite ways and angles, I started just doing this. And it started to get thinner, and thinner, and thinner. And I'm just like, dude, why didn't I sign up to do all of this all at once? I'm working with homeschool children in the morning, working in my after school program job. I'm either training kids after the fact at a private club or coaching. Coaching and training is different. Mm-hmm. And then on the weekends, I'm training kids and in film production.
What you doing now?
So currently, right now, it's being a vendor as a collaborator for this homeschool program out in Sacramento called Visions in Education. The possibility of a move is to start a basketball league in the Bay Area for homeschool children, because I was homeschooled myself from 3rd grade, 4th, and 5th.
Whoa. We can't just skip over that, brother. We can't just skip all that, y'all. I ain't never heard that before. I ain't never having a program for homeschool children to hoop. That's different, dog.
It is.
That's monumental.
That was my target since I was 18, 19 years old.
That's monumental, bro. Wow. Because when you look at it, they really just left out. They abandoned homeschool children.
Yep.
I'm talking about all activities. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They don't have the access that public school have or private school have.
Yeah.
They just leave them alone because they're homeschooled.
Yeah. Because all we used to do is hybrid, right? So what I appreciate about a homeschool program, it actually teaches you college schedule, because college is hybrid. It's either on a computer or in a classroom. And homeschool kind of prepares you for that.
Oh, I get what you mean. You said hybrid. That's dope. Okay, go ahead.
So, because I used to be hybrid when I was in mid third grade, fourth and fifth, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So hybrid means that, like, yes, doing school, and then also having to do work
at home, online,
computer, whatever.
Yep. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my mom would pack up, 4, 5, 6 children, get ready to go commute 40 miles out to coming from Patterson, going to Modesto for education to get on-site tutoring help. While I'm getting assistance for my subject classes, my sister had ballet first thing in the morning. And then after ballet, that was her extracurriculum. And after ballet, she went on and did her subject. And while I'm done doing my subjects, I'm waiting for her to be done. Because guess what I got going on later in the afternoon or evening time? Basketball or flag football. And all that was provided, but it's not talked about. It's like literally just like training, right? It's not like leagues or anything. I mean, my parents had to go out of the way and find like leagues like in the areas where we lived. But like, I loved my schedule. But as soon as I started going to a public school setting, it was definitely a different routine for me. It was like I had to be stuck on an 8 to 3 schedule of just subjects.
Yeah.
PE was in the middle, and then like recess was like in the middle.
Yeah.
But like when I was homeschooled, I was cracking down 3-4 hours straight of just subjects straight. And then I would have a break, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe an hour lunch. But I hated being, just sitting in my room for like 5 days in a row, a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. I because as you started, get older, and you're hanging out with your peers, you kind of you're curious to know like what are conversations are being had. And that was my grow up time when I started going 6th grade. I did not know what my peers, what was the social aspects where people were talking about in 6th grade. And I felt like I was behind and I had to catch up. It was just sports that I knew, like football and basketball. It's all we talk about, or swimming.
So now, right, being 29, how do you feel like you are in that space?
As
do you feel like you relate to your peers now?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you still got to do a lot of catching up?
I relate. Yeah, and there's everybody is different. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I meet the standard where a 29 is as far as intellect, because there's really smart 29-year-olds and there's very challenging 29-year-olds. So I can say that I'm there already. I wouldn't say it took me a while. I think it started in high school. It was just like easy to catch on.
Because to be honest with you, bro, and I'm gonna get to this next question, but to be honest with you, bro, like I really feel like you're ahead.
Maturity?
I mean, no, just who you are as a person, your vision, your leadership. But me hearing what you're talking about, it makes sense why you're ahead. Because you have to deal with so much, like, in the closet, to where now it's like, bro, you're prepared to do anything now. Like you said, you went out and have faith. You work with kids from that to basically almost a decade, bro, with no help. So now, bro, it's like you want to do that. That's easy peasy to you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's milk and cereal. Eat up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I get from you. That's why I asked you that question, because as like I said, as I read your bio and then not me hearing you talk, I'm like, bro, really ahead. You really ahead, bro. You really ahead. For real. And so I want to ask you this question too, bro, because I like to give our audience a good intellect. about our guests, right? So, what weeds that you had to pull from your life, bro, for you to be better?
Man, I would say just the harmful associations.
Break it down, bro. Break that down. That's too
Too
wide.
broad.
Yeah, break it down. Break it down.
I would say it's substances and vices that I pretty much abused. Still a work in progress.
That's good.
But I can at least acknowledge it.
Me too, bro. That's real spill, bro.
So,
me too, dog.
like, you know, because we're all not, you know, we're all not innocent. Like, we're all sinners here, right?
Yeah.
We all sinned here. This is a sinful world.
We born in iniquity, bro.
Yes, and it just depends on how much you're going to consume, how much and how much are you going to repent.
How much you're going to consume, how much you're going to repent.
And
we're going to go back to that, but go ahead.
And so, for me, I'm just like, I've already done enough damage to myself. I've already disrespected myself in a form. Like, look, I did not know what my name was till like last year. I was really trying to soul search on like a purpose and why I'm here, what I'm trying to do. Not until I committed my faith in Christianity, going to church more often, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays, talking to pastors. And it's funny, just not just reading the good book, but just asking questions, talking to people, because we're all, anybody in any religious beliefs, we're all in it for a reason, right? My life, my parents, we didn't grow up in a religious household, right? But both parents had different beliefs in religion. One is a Christian, one grew up in an atheist household, right? So father, my grandma, my Jima, Christian, hardcore. That's one I have a tight relationship with.
She ain't playing.
She been poured Christianity in my life. In my life, my Gma told me what my name was. My Gma has always sent me verses. She always gave me like meditation apps, Bible studying apps. She always did that ever since I graduated high school. And then now I come to a liking me having a better relation. Not saying I didn't have a good relationship with her, but when I was younger, it was child, adult, right? As I started to grow, she's seen me. Right. And when I became adult, she was still seeing me. My Gma doesn't see me as little Tittus. She sees me as grown up Tittus that's growing. But I want to, give him some gems, what's helped me in my life. And, it only makes me happy, right, that I go through this faith of Christianity. And it's, appealing to her that she sees that her grandson, her first grandson, is in this walk of life.
Yeah.
So she always smiles. When I send her pictures, I'm at church, doing my Bible studying, right? Graduating at the church, becoming a member of the church, send her verses like she used to send me verses, right? I send her pictures of family and all, and the pastor actually, at my church actually gives me flowers because everything's like, it's like an attraction, right? So like if I go here, if I do well, and others see it and they want this same lifestyle, they're just going to follow suit. Yeah. I was like that with my family from a rift of just plethora of things that was going on in the house. But, there needed to be a salt in the family. And that's why I was in teachings in Bible study, is that us as human beings, we're meant to be salt in people's lives. We know what salt does to the taste buds. And that's all I'm trying to do in this walk of life. Especially I know there's a sinful world. It's easy to, be cruel, right?
Yeah.
But it's also hard to be good.
Yeah.
Right. So I decided to just not to be cruel. I don't think negatively. There's points and times, Will, where I would catch myself, like gratitude, right? It could be friends, women, food, cars, other substances, right? I used to not show gratitude what I have currently because I want something else.
Yeah.
So I would catch myself
by being ungrateful.
Yeah. And then it could be a new job. It could be a better car, a new phone. And I would catch myself once I get in thought of, oh, I need to get another car. Pause. Hold on. Whoa. We got a credit debt. We worked really hard to get out of credit debt to get this nice flexible car. Put that Tesla thought on hold. Pause it. Put it in a closet. Go through that later. You didn't even have this car for a year.
Yeah.
There's a great car. Get a new phone. Hey, show appreciation to this phone. You don't need a new phone. You don't need to do all that. Lady that you got, show appreciation with this lady that you have. You don't need to go get more. You don't need to do all that. There's value with this, right? Anything that has value, you don't need to look for others, right? And that's what I used to do. Mm-hmm. So gratitude, that's what I do better at now. I catch myself.
Yeah, I think that's super dope because I stand on the principle of the reflection matters. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to grow in life in general, no matter what it is, bro. Job, relationships, getting materialistic things. Mm-hmm. Bro, it's hard to grow in general, like when we don't know who we are. Like when I look in the mirror and I don't know the person I'm looking at, how can I grow? You know? Mm-hmm. Because I can obtain a new car, a new phone, etc., right? But if I'm not satisfied within the newness of what I'm gaining, it's not going to be anything. Yep. I'm going to treat it like it's old. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I don't value me. And this is the dope. I didn't expect this episode to go this way, but I'm glad it did. I believe that like self-development is important.
Yep.
And we have an advantage because we believe in the true living Son of God, right? And God is able to monitor who you are and keep you in check. Like I can do the most devious and craziest things, you feel me?
Yep.
And ain't nobody gonna know. Mm-hmm. Only person gonna know is God.
Yep.
And so I be having that type of conscience, like I know I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. But I know even if I can hide it from my wife, if I can hide it from my brothers, my family, my friends, the only person that's gonna know is God.
Yep.
And that keeps me aligned with what really I'm trying to do in my life, right? Rather if it's being the example, rather if it's being an influencer, rather if it's just being a solid, pure human being.
Yep.
You know, principles of life that I love to keep myself in the stable of. Mm-hmm. Because once we leave principles, we become vulnerable to any and everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that, 29 years old, been working with kids for over a decade. I want to touch on something, bro, about, you have other adventures that you got going on as far as your clothing brand, things of that nature. I want you to, talk about that soon. But I want you to plant a seed right now for the young people that's watching and the young people that's like, man, like, how can I overcome? I'm hearing Tittus talk about what he went through when he was 7 years old, what he went through being homeschooled, and what he went through trying to find himself, bro. What can Tittus plant in young people's life right now?
Dependability.
Dependability?
I would say just being available.
Being available.
Resourceful too. I mean, it helps a lot.
But how do you do that, right?
Punctual.
Them perks that you learn, but you have to go through hell to learn that.
Yeah.
So now it's like, how can you? I mean, I know how you can, but how can you like refurbish that to other young people?
In particular, what Will said, it's more like just have understanding that life is all about phases.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying you gotta pray on a downfall or just hope for the worst or anything, but when you are a rock in a lot of situations that happen in life, the best response is sometimes just no response. You literally just have to adapt to what's happening, right? It could be scenarios of like, for me, I've seen, we've all had different events of seeing things. And sometimes I can say from my experience, my best response was just being emotionally stable and not being out of sort. Because I see what my life was when I was out of sort and things would go left. I can say an illness, have understanding when anything that's materialistic, anything of that nature can be replaced. I always tell the youth, a phone, a car, a TV, a couch, shoe, pencil, grades, whatever, right? School, all that, right? But did you lose a life? Did a dog got hit by a car? Are you okay? Is your family okay? Is your Gma or your pops, are they okay? Are your friends okay? If they're okay, then all the materialistic stuff, you can just just dump that in the trash and just know that it can be replaced. May get it sooner or later. It's gonna happen, but like a life, I always tell people, especially the youth, ones that have issues with like their families, still live with, but it's like, it could be like, not gonna belittle the situation, but it could be like a small conflict. And I'll tell them, understand this, the life that your parents have given you, they could easily just not give it to you. A phone, freedom with, sports and all that, they can just take that away, but they can take that away and still love you. Because as human beings, we die for human connection, right? We want that. I feel more heartbroken when my dog passed away, my father is sick, my mother is sick, a friend dies or passes away, right? Than me going through a car crash. But am I okay? Yeah, I may be damaged a little bit. Is somebody else hurt? Okay, they're fine. Everybody else is fine. I lose my wallet, right? If I lose my wallet, I'm not panicking. There's an alternative for me to cancel my cards. I can buy another wallet, a cheap wallet. I don't have to buy a $30 wallet. I can just buy a $10, $2 wallet temporarily just to hold my cards, right? But are my homies okay? Did they lose their wallet? Okay, nobody lost a wallet, just me. Is my mom okay? Are my dogs okay? Is my brother's okay? Is my sister's okay? That's fine. Water go out, okay? We can find an alternative for it. The washing machine, dryer machine, out. But hold on, there's an alternative for it. Ain't no alternative if moms die. Ain't no alternative when dad dies. You can't replace that, right? There's roles and plays, right? Like there's another male figure, a female figure that can play into your life and everything. But that intimate relationship that you have like with somebody on a daily basis, you can't replace that. And that's why I tell the kids all the time, because they don't understand it. And that's why you hear that whole saying like, oh, you won't know what you have until it's gone.
Until it's gone, brother.
There's, I could go to iPhone. I could go to the Apple store and get another phone. But if brother passed away, sister passed away, mom passed away, dad passed away, dog passed away, cat passed away, you can't replace that feeling.
Yeah.
You can't replace that. So I just tell kids, like, value your relationships with people. I actually was teaching that to my Antioch kids before I became a program manager for after school program. I was a line staff working within the communities of Antioch for 3 years. And that was super emotional because dealing with these third graders, everybody said they were just running amok, right? But because how stern I was able to wear the other hat of showing them love at the same time, compassion.
Yeah.
When I left, it left them in tears.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to express that only because I knew what they did for me as far as, getting to that level with them. And it was hard for them to see because I was that child that was heartbroken when my favorite teachers had to leave.
Right.
And now I had to be the one to break the news to them.
Right.
And that's why I don't like seeing, but it lets me know I at least done something for them.
You planted them seeds for them.
I was teaching them life lessons.
Yeah. Boys
group, women's group, geography, being punctual. I was teaching them all these things. Third graders. Because mind you, third graders, they ain't the same third graders they were like a decade or two ago. These third graders are now sixth graders.
They're more advanced.
They want to be little adults.
They're more advanced, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what hurt me was knowing that like I had to leave them, but I left them knowing that they end up gaining more resource out of me, working them for like 2 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Something that a teacher probably would only given them. It would take what I gave them in 2 months. A teacher, another guardian would have given them that in like 5 years. Wow. I gave him gyms in 2 months.
But let me say this though, before we move on. Like, in all honesty, bro, like the guiding you gave them that, and that's something that we always have to put ourselves into, because you're only able to reach them young people like that. Number one, is because what you've been through, like as a young kid. That's not even number one, but this top three. Number two, bro, is because you were called to do it.
Yep.
Number three, because what you say, you got compassion. You understand. But all that is ushered from God, bro. So the same way that you impacted them third graders in that short amount of time, the same way, right? It's the same way you're going to impact humanity in the short amount of time that we're here on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I look at it. I ain't trying to get too deep, Pod, but that's just the truth. It's just the principle of life. You know what I'm saying? Tittus, you were built to be a generational changer. You feel me?
Yep.
And so the only reason why I commented on that, because like I want to be sure, like when we just whatever we're doing in life, bro, it's like it's great things in life, impacting people that we don't even know. You know, we only able to do that because God do it for us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And we're able to express that same love God gives to us to others. You know, and believe it or not, you're gonna do greater things than what you already done in a short amount of time. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't expect the pod to go this way. But since it did, I love it. I want to talk about, before we close out and soon, I want to talk about the vision that you have with the clothing brand that you're doing. Can you talk about that right quick?
Yeah. It's called Culture Elite. The niche of it is actually an addition of my friends that are Polynesian, and they wish that there was Polynesian prints of the patterns on basketball shorts, because you would see like other ethnic groups that would be put on embroidery or sublimated on basketball shorts. Never their culture, right? And I have some percentage of Polynesian in me because my mother is Samoan. So
your mom's Samoan?
Yeah.
Swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So seeing that, and ever since moving to the Bay, I love, just blending with all ethnic groups, because in Manteca or Central Valley, it was very, very broad. It was either white, Hispanic, or black, right? But moving here, I was just like, damn.
Gumbo pop.
Like you go to GameStop and black people work in GameStop. I was like, I've never seen black people work at GameStop. you go to Walmart on Lone Tree, and you just like, there's black people at every aisle. What? Black people work at Walmart? I told moms that, I worked at graveyard shifts and FedEx, UPS, and everything. You would expect black people to work them jobs. I ain't seen brothers or sisters working them jobs.
Oh,
where are all the black people at in Central Valley?
Hey, that's funny.
I know they in Stockton. I know they is in Stockton, but it was just wild to me. I was like, bro, like I'm seeing just like tons of black people everywhere in Walmart. I was like, fuck, what? I thought I was the only brother that was going to GameStop buying games. Nah, there's other brothers like me and sisters like me buying video games. Like what? So, but yeah, need to say the Culture Elite brand is so I'm fusing. Me and my other business partners, we're co-founders of it. We're fusing between ethnic groups, athletic attire, and then anime into one.
Ooh.
And we just had 2 drops from our manufacturer.
I seen the post. I said, them clean.
Hey, you like them, huh?
Them shorts, I'm like, them clean.
Uh-huh.
I told my bro, I said, bro, people need some merch, bro. Them clean.
What size you wear, though?
Shorts, extra large.
Extra large.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know when you get it, bro. I'm a buyer. You know
yeah. Okay. What size you wear?
Same, extra large.
Extra large. Okay. No, I got y'all.
When you get to the shorts, though, I'm copping, dog.
Oh yeah.
Let me know, bro.
Yeah, we dude.
Them clean, dog.
Sold. So we got them delivered June 15th. Sold out July 12th.
Oh, so it's moving?
100.
It's moving like that,
$100.
dog. Okay.
100. We had 100 shorts. Only carried them things for like 3 weeks.
That's what's up, bro. That's dope.
And then now we just got another delivered Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we got a new delivery, and we already sold like 7. I just got 2 orders today.
For real? Yeah, let me know, bro. I'm a cop, bro. I'm a cop, bro. So what's the method of it? Not the method. Yeah, the method of it. Like, I know you broke it down with you bringing different ethics involved and that, but like, what's the goal of it? Is it just for athletes? Or?
It's a clothing brand in general, because I know it's a new sports attire clothing brand. Because I know that a lot of sports brands, they like to promote unity.
Yeah.
But unity is not broad colors.
Whoa.
Unity is not broad colors. Like, like the LGBTQ community, like rainbows, right? That's togetherness. Adidas, your Pumas, your Nikes, the Sheiks in the world, they're broad colors. Gray, silver, white, black, and white. So with Culture Elite, in these ethnic groups of Nigerian culture, Ethiopian culture, you can even go European, we can go Caribbean, we can go Asian as a whole itself, because that's a large community. Then you got your Afro-Caribbean, you got your African groups, and Polynesians, and Hispanic and Latin culture. Mm-hmm. They're all different patterns and different colors. So like, we want to acknowledge that they're not forgotten. We are a company that is registered in Alameda County, because we understand that California itself, yes, is a melting pot, but the Bay itself is a melting pot.
Facts.
So it's only right. So like, my businesses are registered in Contra Costa County. This is the only business I have that's registered in
Alameda,
the soul of the Bay Area, Alameda County.
Okay.
And realizing that it only makes sense to promote and market this brand in the Bay Area, right? So Oakland, for example, we had our first event showing. It was at the Juneteenth event. But I only had like maybe 30 products on me. 6 was bought. And then my homies had some shorts that was out in Oakland. They sold some shorts too. We sold 30 shorts that whole day of that Saturday on the Juneteenth event. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we went to the Women's Premier Basketball Association All-Star event, the WPBA, 2 weekends ago or last weekend, sold out.
Everything.
Because they only seen basketball shorts. But when they seen the basketball shorts, because we were next to one vendor that was selling like goat t-shirts, one vendor that was selling a different type of water, another vendor that was selling juice, and another that was selling their clothing brand. But then we had attracted a lot of people because they never seen basketball shorts like this. Right. We had a couple investors that looked into it, a couple other social media influencers that came down and seen us. Son of Man, Delroy Lindo, a few WNBA athletes came and seen the brand, and obviously little kids, and then a famous girls AAU program looked at our shorts and wanted them because they never seen Afrocentric patterns on basketball shorts.
So they did something unique, strategic, and different, bro. They own something. What's the brand name?
Culture Elite.
Culture Elite! On his way, man. Listen, man, before we end our pod, bro, first, I want to tell you, man, I'm so grateful that you decided to come on. Thank you for, seeing a platform for what it is. But also, bro, thank you for being vulnerable today, sharing your story, giving us a deeper insight of who Tittus is, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for the invite.
Love you for it, bro. Before we get up out of here, man, what is something that you want to give to people? What do you got going on? Let the people know where they can follow you at. Get the people some, you know what I'm saying, another seed that you got, and then also just your contact information, man.
Okay.
We got to make sure we tap in all the time.
Yeah. All right. You want to follow me on social media? Literally, all my social media platforms are in my bio, so I'll give you the main one. Just follow me by official coach T _. I'll repeat again, official coach T _. And in the bio, all my social media platforms will be tagged in the bio.
Solid, bro. What's something that you want to give the people before, you know what I'm saying, we end up planting this last seed?
Work hard. It's literally on you. It's always going to be on you. This is for my ladies. It's for my men out there in the world. It's your work against everybody's opinions and optics on your work. So if you just work hard, you work smart, everything else will be taken care of. Always have a relationship with God. In what form, religion, whatever it is, have a relationship with God and trust in your work. You trust in your work, everything else will follow suit.
Y'all heard that, man. Hard work, trust in God, be smart, man. This is what it is, baby. The garden where seeds are planted, bro. I know what it is. Episode 5, my bro Tittus. I know what it is. Love is everything. Understanding is a must. And transparency is needed for those that need love.